Gail Zuckerman, and this is Growing Older with Gusto. Each episode, I interview people who are growing older in an inspiring way. Whether you're 30, 60, or 80 years of age, these interviews will help to conquer your fear of aging. Please subscribe to our channel and check out our website at www.growingolderwithgusto.com. Greetings, fellow super agers. Welcome to Growing Older with Gusto. I am Gail Zuckerman, host of the podcast, which we created to provide a forum where older, productive people can share their wisdom. It doesn't matter if you're 30 or you're 90 years old. We can all learn from people older than we are. And today we have on our podcast a guest from San Diego. His name is Rico Caveglia. He's the creator of the Vitality for Life training programs, and he comes to us from San Diego, where he's also an author, a nutritionist, and a multi-time gold medal California State Senior Olympic winner. He is a big believer in anti-aging and a proponent of the Ageless Living platform and lifestyle, which dovetails with our mission here. So we're going to listen to Rico tell us a little bit about his roadmap to moving ahead in life by maintaining good health and a good state of mind. So let's get going and learn how to live ageless. So welcome to the podcast, Rico Caveglia.
Well, thank you, Gail. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great to have you. Great to have you. I'm curious, what is the ageless living lifestyle? Could you tell us about that?
Well, yes, I can. Well, first of all, the first point is, and what the word ageless means, it means to not to live your life by your age. I think, unfortunately, so many people just kind of got caught up in this cultural thing of, well, we just expect that we're going to get old and sick and maybe end up in a nursing home, and people start to act their age. You know, people even say act your age and all these sort of things, right?
Right.
And so my perspective is that we should really, once you're 21, it doesn't matter what your age is, right? You should just live your life without regard to what your age is. And it's my belief that, that we can stay healthy and energetic and vital all of our life. And as you mentioned, I think in your introduction, I think the really big reason for that is we need a lot more people as they age to stay healthy and energetic and live longer so they can give back their wisdom and knowledge to, as you know, as everybody knows, we're facing some monumental problems on this planet as humanity. So we need more people to stay healthy and energetic so they can give back their knowledge and wisdom to help find the solutions, and also to be mentors and role models for younger people.
Absolutely. I'm curious, how do you calculate your fitness age of 35 and compared to your chronological age of 78?
Okay. Yeah, there was a company, I think they still may have a website. It was called Fitness Age. And they came up with this idea that they actually got all this information way back from in the days of the YMCA was a big place to go to get workouts. And in those days, they did these 5 different fitness tests. It's pretty simple stuff. It's like a little basic 3-minute step test, a sit and reach, see if you can touch your toes, how many push-ups you can do, how many sit-ups you can do, and then measure your body fat. So they had all these records of all these different people, all different ages, of how they did on this test. So when the computer age came in, this company was able to put all this data into a computer, and they came up with, so in other words, how you performed on these 5 tests compared to other people of your age, then they could say what your fitness age was. So the whole concept was, if you get tested, and say you're 40, and you get tested and your fitness age comes out to be 50, then it was meant for health clubs. They had this kiosk with the computer and the whole thing, and so all the trainers were supposed to be testing all the people as they came in, and so it would be a good marketing tool to get them to actually want to work out. But unfortunately, they got kind of overextended. They were here, located in San Diego, and I happened to meet their CEO, and so he hired me to be their personal trainer for their company. And so, but what happened? They just, I don't know. They got overextended, and they didn't make it. It just didn't work out. But anyway, it's especially how you perform in those basic 5 tests. And for me, it's a little bit misleading because obviously Now, I'm not going to be as fit as a real fit 35-year-old is, right? But, I've been doing all those basic things for so many years, it's real easy for me to perform pretty well on that test.
Well, you look great, and you're
Well,
obviously
thank you.
living the lifestyle. So at my health club, they had something called the Bod Pod. Have you heard of that?
I have heard of that. I'm not sure. I
Yes.
forgot what it is now, though.
It's sort of like a capsule that I guess you sit in, and somehow it determines a lot of different stats on your
Okay.
health.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Body fat and all those
Right.
things. Yeah.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about aging. I know it is an issue among everybody these days, and I'm curious, how did you develop your lifestyle? What prompted you, or what incentivized you to start on this path?
Okay. Well, first of all, I had a good fortune to meet someone way back in 1982 who was one of the first kind of modern personal trainers here in San Diego, and he needed some help. He was going to open up and a new a training studio, and so I got involved with him way back in 1982, and we opened up the very first modern personal training studio here in San Diego called Fitness by Design. And so then, I just learned that, learning how to take care of yourself and get it in good shape, start with just fitness, and then you can actually teach other people and get paid for it. That was a pretty good deal. And then so I then expanded into learning about nutrition, and then into the psychology of mindset and all these different things. And then in the year around 1999, when I first discovered that science was now telling us that our genetic potential is to stay healthy to at least 125. So that means our lifespan could be 125, but yet we know our life expectancy is only about 80 in America. In fact, it's actually gone down in the recent years. So that's when I realized something's wrong here. I don't want to die way too young. I'm enjoying my life. I want to be here, stick around as long as I can, right? So that's why I began to do the research. Why is this happening? Why are we getting old and sick and dying way too young? And of course, it's primarily lifestyle. We now know that our genetics, our genes play a very small role in how healthy and how long we're going to live. So then
So,
I just,
oh,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
so I decided, well, I'm going to start doing the research and see how we can turn this around. So that's how I developed what I call the ageless living lifestyle. So it's a whole mind, body, and spiritual wellness system of mostly really proven strategy that I know will give us, I think, will give us the best chance to avoid disease in old age and live a much healthier, energetic, long life.
One of your philosophies, from what I've read about you, is you say be bold, never be old. And I know there's a lot of ageism in our society, particularly in this country. So tell us a little bit what you meant by that. Be bold,
Well,
never be
because
old.
because when I started looking at this whole thing, I realized that there's actually, there's a big difference between aging and being old. And actually, I
Absolutely.
think I'm the first one who actually really came out and really emphasized this. If you look up the definition of aging, aging means to become fully mature, to reach your full potential, like fine aged wine. So that's
Hmm.
good. Aging is what we're here to do. We have to age. But old, if you look at the definition of old means to be worn out, used up, unexcited about your life. That's what old is. And look,
Hmm.
guess what? Old is pretty much, it's a choice. It's how you take care of your mind and your body. So we have a saying, we have to age, but you don't have to become old in the process. And think about this. What's a common thing we say when we want to know someone's age? What do we say?
How
How
old are
old
you?
are you? Yeah.
Right.
Where did
That's
that
true.
come from? So now you know, if you say, how old are you? You're saying, how used up, beat up, unexcited about your life are you? So that's just so silly. And so people just buy into that. Oh, well, we're getting old. People think, oh, I'm old. So if you're saying those things, then you're stuck, you're old. So I'm trying to teach people, if you want to know someone's age, why don't you just say, what's your age, right? Instead of saying, how old are you? Because see, when people always ask me, Rico, how old are you? I say, I'm not old. And they look at me kind of funny. And then they say, oh, well, how young are you? And I say, well, I'm not young. And then they're all puzzled. And then I have to tell them, if you want to know how many times I've been around the sun, I can tell you that, but I'm
Yeah.
not old. So that's where that comes from.
Tell us more about the benefits of people who are living the ageless living lifestyle.
Well, I think that's, it should be obvious, that so many people these days, even in, 50s, even, sometimes even 40s, 50s, 60s, people are becoming old and they have all these problems and we have, we're the most unhealthiest country in the world. We're the fattest country. We're some of the most unhealthiest people, and that's not the way it should be. So all these things that primarily all these chronic ailments that we have are pretty much related to lifestyle. And our mainstream medical system has no answers for it. In fact, most of our treatments are not only ineffective, but they're downright dangerous. They're killing more people with all these drugs and unnecessary surgeries and things. So it's a huge problem. But the whole thing is, it's pretty much we bring it on ourselves. With eating junk food, eating highly processed food, living in this high stress lifestyle, not getting enough exercise, not getting enough sleep, and we're bringing all these ailments and all this premature aging on ourselves. And it's totally can be preventable and can be reversed as well. But people just have to wake up and begin to take the responsibility for their health.
Can you give us like your top 10 anti-aging tips?
Well, the first one is you have to change your mindset. You have to believe first that you can stay healthy and energetic. See, most people have bought into the normal social narrative that, again, that's just the way it is.
But how do you get people to change their mindset?
Well,
so many people I know are so stubborn that they're not even open or receptive to new ways of thinking.
Well, if they're not receptive to it, then they're stuck. I just got to tell you. I mean, you're stuck. If you want to buy into that's just the way nature is. You're going to get old and sick and probably end up with some kind of disease and maybe end up in a nursing home. If you believe that, as we know, our beliefs and our thoughts create our reality. So if you believe that, you're stuck. But if you would rather change your beliefs a little bit and change your thinking and believe that you can stay a lot healthier and more energetic and enjoy your life more and have a longer productive life, then you have the opportunity to do that. And everybody knows that old saying, but I think it was Henry Ford, right? If you believe you can do something or you can't, you're right. So if you believe you can't stay healthy, you're stuck. But if you believe you can, that gives you the opportunity. That's the first step in believing that you can. And then when you believe you can, then you have the opportunity to learn to do what you need to do in order to stay healthy. And there's so many things. I think they're mostly obvious. We need to first get educated as to what our body requirements are. What I've done, Gail, is I kind of boil it down because I know we're all in this rush society. Everybody's busy. That's the biggest excuse for not exercising, right? Oh, I'm too busy, and to take care of your health. So what I've done is I boiled my whole ageless living lifestyle system down into what I call the 7 essentials of life. And these are the things that we're already doing just to stay alive, right? We're already breathing, right? We have to breathe. We have to drink water. We have to eat food. We have to remove the waste products. We have to move our bodies, and we have to get rest and sleep, and we have to use our brain and what we're thinking. Okay, so we already talked about the first part. You got to change your mindset first, and then you got to breathe more. You got to get more oxygen into your body. It's so important. People most of the time as we're just sitting here, our lungs are just going like this, barely breathing like this, and we need to fill up our lungs, deep abdominal breathing. So if you learn to make that a habit throughout your day to breathe more, most all pain and fatigue is due to lack of oxygen in the body. So breathe more. So learn how to get more oxygen into your body. Then you got to stay hydrated. We all know that, but are you actually doing it? Here's the thing. If you actually become thirsty, you're already a little bit dehydrated. So just keep drinking purified water throughout your day and you'll stay hydrated. And then food. I mean, it's real simple. My very first book was called Real Food, Real Fast. It was how to make healthy fast food. But the whole thing is we got to primarily eat real food. Real food is what's grown in nature. It's organic nuts and seeds and fruits and vegetables and some healthy animal products, that are raised naturally and healthy. So if you got to
Are you a vegetarian, Rico?
No, I'm not. I don't.
Okay.
I mean, it could be okay for some people, but I don't believe. I believe there's all different. I think most people can be healthier with a moderation of all the different possibilities to eat, as long as it's healthy, really good quality food, and you don't overeat. That's another thing about that. So you got to eat real food. See, we're already doing all these things, but we're just not doing them to the best of our ability. And then you got to make sure that you're eliminating the waste products. And so many people do have that problem with constipation, but you shouldn't have that problem if you're moving, you're breathing, you're drinking, you're eating good food, and you're exercising. That shouldn't be a problem at all. And then next thing, of course, is movement. Sometimes we like to call it movement instead of exercise. A lot of people have a little something, a little concern about, or a little worried about exercise, but just got to move your body. Have you guys heard the saying that sitting is the new smoking?
Yes.
That's how bad it is. At first we thought sitting was just bad because it gave you bad posture and you got kind of stiff and your back hurts. But then, medical science began to understand that, when we sit so much, blood pools in our legs, it puts a lot of stress on our heart. It really messes up our metabolism. It has a lot of medical reasons that it's so bad for us. So you got to get up and don't sit for more than 30 to 60 minutes at a time. Get up and move, so you got to move your body on a regular basis if you want to be healthy. And then sleep. We have a big sleep problem in America. So many people can't sleep, and it's mostly because everybody's so stressed and so rushed and think they got to accomplish so much. And then we're so attached to all these devices, as and people are still on their computer or on their phone at night, and all the blue light, it messes up your circadian rhythm. So all these things that again that we're doing, but we're just not doing them in a way that can serve you. Sleep, and then the last one was and then the other one I had on it is fun. You got to realize our life should be fun. We should be joyful and be having fun in our life. I think that's the most best thing for anti-aging, is to be joyful and laugh more and have a good time. So did that make sense? These are all the things that you're already doing, but you're just not doing them to the best of your ability that's really serving you. So it makes it real simple. But again.
So is your program, is it one-on-one like coaching, or is it a program with a group of people, or how do you dispense your wisdom?
Well, yeah, here locally in San Diego, I still do have private clients that I work with, but I have an online wellness club. It's called Be Bold, Never Be Old. .com. It's an online wellness club. It's very inexpensive. It's like $20 a month, and you can join that club, and you actually get, each week you get a personal training video from me, covering all those different aspects of just what we've been talking about. How you can do all these things. In addition, you get some ebooks, you get some support material. So it's a way, a really inexpensive way that you can get some personal coaching and really begin to develop your own ageless living lifestyle. So again, that's at BeBoldNeverBeOld.com.
Okay. What are other ways that people can find you other than on that one website?
Okay. Well, I also have a podcast. It's called the Fearless Aging Podcast. You can find that on most iTunes and all those things.
Tell us about that. Tell us about your podcast.
Yeah, it's been an amazing thing. Podcasts are so fun, as you get to interview people just like you're interviewing me, and you get to meet a lot of interesting, fun people and learn from yourself, right? It's so much fun, and you have the opportunity to reach a lot of people, because a lot of people like to just listen when they're out doing things these days. So we've actually done I've done 103 episodes, and it's just becoming more and more fun all the time. Just interview people. Some of them I do it solo, just myself, on certain topics. So again, that's another way you can connect and learn more about the ageless living lifestyle. And if I may, I have this new project I'd like to tell you about too.
I'd love to hear about it.
I'm really excited. It's called the Ageless Body Self Care Guide. It's the operations manual for the human body. And so what it is, how we're having all these wellness summits these days?
Right.
So this is going to be a summit. Again, it's called the Ageless Body Self Care Guide Summit. It's going to be launched on November 11th. And I'm interviewing all these top experts on all different topics of how to best take care of your body and your mind. I got this idea was because, think about it, if you buy any device, if you buy a phone or a computer or a washing machine, it comes with an operations manual, right? How to operate it properly and how to take care of it, how to maintain it and all that. But our most important device is our human body, and it doesn't come with an operations manual. So I think that's the reason why people people don't really know how to best take care of their body and their mind. So, but now they're going to, because I'm interviewing top experts and everything. It's like how to take care of your skin, your eyes, your teeth, your heart, and then all the other things. What are the best ways to exercise and eat healthy and stress reduction and so many topics. So we've already got over 50 top experts that we're interviewing. So it's going to be
Wow.
video trainings with an audio, and then it comes with a transcription so you can read it. And then you have contact with all these great experts, when you can go to their websites and learn more from them and get their books or get their training, get their coaching. So I'm really excited about it. Yeah, I think this is going to be a product that's going to be so valuable for everybody. It should have a broad appeal, right?
Sounds like
it's the operations manual for your body and your mind. So I'm pretty excited.
So if people want to come to the summit, how do they get access?
Yeah, we actually haven't got the landing page up yet, but it's going to be at yourselfcareguide.com.
Okay. Yourselfcareguide.com. Great.
And that's going to be, I think, November 11th. Hopefully we'll get it all together by then.
Great.
Yes, I'm really excited about that. I think this is something that's, again, it's going to be very inexpensive, and these are all people that I know you can trust, that are giving you the right information, and they actually really care about you. They really care about helping you with your health. So it's going to be, because as you know, we're just inundated, overwhelmed with so much information about health and wellness and diets and food.
Right. And you just answered a question I was going to ask you. There's so much information out there, and I was wondering how you distinguish yourself from other people that are trying to get into the same arena here with wellness and self-care and sleep. Well, I have an app now that beeps all the time about I should breathe deeply. I don't know how it got on my
Well, that's good.
watch,
That sounds good. Sounds like the right stuff. Well, here's the thing. Well, it's true. There is too much information, but on the other hand, there's no excuse for not getting educated and learning anything, right?
Right.
Dr. Google is there, man. Anything you want to know, it's out there, right? So you just got to go learn. But again, yeah, there's sometimes you get a lot of conflicting stuff. So that's why I think this is going to be a really valuable product, because again, I've been in this field for 38 years, and I've learned quite a bit, and I've made really a lot of great contacts. So I feel confident that all the people that I've chosen and that are on this program are really people that really know what they're doing. They got experience not only with themselves or through their clinics and all this, and so they really know what they're talking about, and they're giving us the right information, and so it's the information that you can actually trust. And again, all these people are heart-centered people that really care about they're not out just to sell a product,
right.
And they're not, most of them are not mainstream, allopathic medicine, although there's a few that are integrative medicine doctors as well. But it's really people that have really learned and really care about, what we about our health, what we need to know. So I think it's going to be a really valuable
Sounds exciting. Sounds great. And it's coming
in
a good time of the year when people, at least maybe not in San Diego, but probably the rest of the country, are kind of hunkering down even more than we have been. So,
well, the hopeful too, I want to kind of market it as, the ultimate Christmas gift. What could be a better Christmas gift that you could give to somebody that can really show them how to take care of their health? Because as you know, our health is our
everything.
True wealth. It's
right.
everything. If you don't have good health,
you don't have anything. Right.
I'm sure you've heard this too in the holistic community. So many people spend their health building their wealth, and then they have to spend their wealth trying to recover their health. Doesn't make sense, does it?
And you know what Warren Buffett always says, your body's the last car you'll ever drive.
That's true.
So it's
interesting. Well, you know what I like to tell people, that just that same thing. If you only got one car in your whole life, when you take really good care of it, everybody goes, yeah, sure. Well, guess what? You only get one body, so why aren't you taking the best care of it? On that same point, some people take better care of their car than they do themselves.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it is. It is. Well, I'm out of questions. Any other comments or thoughts that you have about dispensing wisdom from your point of view?
Yeah, I just, it's just so, as you know, I'm sure you feel the same way. It's really hard to understand why people don't really get this better. I understand that our health is everything. It should be our number one priority. And I think the problem is we don't really learn it from a young age. We should be taught that.
They don't teach it in school. Right?
Yeah, isn't that true? That all the most important things that we should learn as young children is how to take care of our body, let's just like this, how to have good
Yeah.
health, how to build really good relationships, right? How to have high self-esteem and feel good about ourselves. All those important things we don't learn. We just stick them in there, and we got to learn math and science. And I mean, all those
Right.
things are important, but first we should learn these basic things. So my plea to people is just to realize that you don't have to put up with what most people are putting up these days, with getting all these chronic illnesses and all these health problems. And even with the COVID virus, you have to, even though it sounds a little cold, but most people that are dying or having really problems with it is because they have a compromised immune system and
Yeah.
they're not healthy people. So I'm hoping from the virus that some good that come from this virus thing is that people will wake up and realize how important it is to have good health, and will start taking better care of your health. And of course, also to realize that
So,
we're one people on this one planet, and we need to come together and support each other.
Rico, you mentioned earlier that the life expectancy has gone down. I was wondering what you attribute that to.
It's like, well, what's gone down is because uh, I mean, we're just getting a more and more toxicity in our society all the time. We're just more. There's chemicals in the air, there's chemicals in our water, in our food. It's just people are more and more stressed all the time. People, and if you watch I have a saying: if you watch the news, you live with the blues. If you watch the nightly
Yeah.
news,
Right.
you're going to be stressed out. Everybody thinks the world's coming to an end, but you got to get
Yeah.
away from that. Because I can guarantee you that there's 100 times more people doing some really good things and great things that are making a big shift in the world, and we're moving forward. But you never know it if you watch the normal news.
Right.
You will never know that we're making progress, but there are. So you got to get all this stress out of your life and realize that you can step up and take responsibility for your health, and you can do it. It's like, if you don't, then you're a victim and you give up your power, right? So that's the message, is that you don't have to just accept what's going on. You don't have to accept the way we're living and just eat junk food and rush and do all these things that are contributing to our poor health. You don't have to accept that. That's just normal. What's normal is not good. Who wants to be normal? Every time you say anything about normal, I go, whoa, that's not good. Who wants to be normal?
Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. And for our listeners, you can get more detailed information on how to be bold and never act old or grow old by going to www.yourselfcareguide.com. Is that correct, Rico?
Well, that's going to be launched in
Oh,
November.
that's not until November. Okay.
Yeah, that's for
Today,
the
if
self-care
somebody
guide.
wanted to hear about aging lifestyle, ageless living lifestyle, where should they go?
Well, my main website is agelessliving.lifestyle.com. That's my
Okay.
main website. But if they're interested in my online wellness club, that's at
Old.
beboldneverbeold.com.
Be bold, never be old.
Beboldneverbeold.com. Yeah.
Okay. That's great. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for
Okay.
letting me just go on and rant here.
No, it was very interesting.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and check out our website at www.growingolderwithgusto.com.